I was in Blazing Saddles, and so I got to work with Mel Brooks. I
Oh,
did summer school with Carl Reiner. And
oh,
so Carl would tell me stories about him writing and Robbie coming in and buzzing him. And I'm like, oh, wait, Robbie is Rob Reiner. It's like, just this weird
Robbie.
thing. Carl and Mel are best friends.
hmm
Did you working with Rob Reiner have anything to do with you being in Spaceballs, or was that completely different?
No, I think so. I think either his dad came to set, Carl Reiner, or Rob mentioned, there's this new girl, because when you first get your first year out, you're like the new girl or the new guy,
Yeah.
and then he really liked working with me, I guess, and so he recommended, and I think Carl told Mel. So I went into up for Spaceballs shortly after, might have been a year later. This was in, I don't know, 84. Then that was in 85 or 6. So, but I know that that was how it was done. I think I've even heard Mel say that Carl mentioned it, or Robbie. Robbie.
So now you're working on Spaceballs,
Yeah.
which obviously Mel Brooks at
Yeah.
that time was killing it. But him as a director, I remember it being so much fun doing that
Yes.
movie.
Because
Was
he's a
that the
kid.
same experience on
Yes.
Spaceballs?
Yes. I mean, he do it? Did he do like 29 takes? Do you remember that? Because he likes to do takes. The thing about Mal that I remember is that he loved to do a lot of takes, but he also got the film in um, under budget and ahead of schedule. And I don't know how he did it because we had huge sets and I mean, huge sets. And I talk about a costume. I was in a corset and layers of this dress. And, I had one of those slant boards they used in the olden days.
Right.
Like you have a slant board, you put your arms here, and
Yep.
I couldn't sit down in my dress. So but it was a lot of fun. It was tons of fun. He loved to do a lot of takes. And one time I just remember saying, Mel, what do you want? Like, how can I do this differently so that you're happy? I thought he wasn't happy. He goes, oh, darling, you're perfect. But isn't this fun? Let's go again. So that's why he did a lot of takes, He just loved it. And he has a ton of energy, and he would say that to the audience, to the crew. Sometimes when people, got caught again. It takes a lot of work and a lot of hours and a lot of
Yeah.
tools and this and that, and it is a job to create this illusion. But he would say to the crew, "We're doing this for the kids. This isn't so don't get too serious. This is for the kids. If it seems stupid to you, doesn't matter. It's for the kids." So that's what I loved. He kind of, for me, he allowed me to just play, even though I had
Right.
the straight character. I just really was, I loved it. I loved doing it.
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.